Grandma, I wonder where you keep your wings. Are they hung in the closet with the rest of your things? Do you put them away and just use them at night, or give them to Rosie to polish up bright? I know you have wings, for this must be true, because God only gives them to angels like you. Most of us at some point will grow old and end up in some type of nursing facility or rely on a caretaker for our basic daily needs. I have worked in various nursing homes for the past 12 years and have seen the types of elderly abuse that can and will happen on a daily basis. Throughout my speech, I plan to present a few of these types of abuse, how they occur, and how an increase in starting wages for nurse aides and increased training programs through the facilities they work for can help to prevent this type of abuse from happening. According to NOLO.com, there are 3 most common forms of abuse that can happen at a nursing center. The first one is neglect, and that happens when a caretaker fails to provide the basic daily needs that a resident needs every day. This can include not bathing them properly, not giving them the proper nutrition, or even not dressing them properly. False imprisonment can occur when a caretaker prevents a resident from going somewhere where they would like to go, and this can even be just putting them in a chair and tying them to a chair or even a wheelchair, or keeping them on part of the hallway where they would like them to be because it's more convenient for them. Finally, financial abuse can occur when a caretaker takes advantage of the financial situation of the resident they are caring for. This could even be things such as convincing a resident to give them even $1 to go get soda out of a machine. Or it can be something more advanced if a caretaker encourages a resident to sign over their house or a car or something in their trust or deed to them so that they can benefit from this. If nursing homes were to provide an increased training program, even on a monthly or bi-monthly basis, this would teach the nurse aides how to properly handle their stress so they can deal with it at home versus at work and take it out on the residents that they're caring for. Programs for Elderly.com offers free training programs to police officers, to court trustees, to adult protective services, where they can go out into nursing homes and train certified nurse aides how to handle their stress and how to handle depression and things that they might undergo in the nursing field so that it is not taken out on the residents. And finally, HealthLeadersMedia.com did a study where they found that nurses that worked in most crowded facilities were 2 times more likely to take sick time off for depression and stress versus nurse aides working in regularly staffed nursing centers. And what happens when these nurse aides that are forced to work in these facilities have no sick time to take? They are forced to go to work on a daily basis and deal with their stress and problems that they're going to come into, and then they're more likely to take it out on the residents that they're caring for. Also, if there was a higher increased starting wage for CNAs, this would help them properly deal with their bills and their stress at home and how they're going to put food on the table, rather than bringing it to work and talking about it to the residents or in front of the residents, which is also a form of abuse, and not knowing properly how to handle it. According to nursegroups.com, the starting wage for a CNA in Kansas is $19,000 a year versus a nurse, which is $35,000 a year. The stress level of a nurse is not as high as a CNA because the CNAs are the ones that provide more direct care, more one-on-one care with the resident, and the nurses are usually only brought in an emergency situation. So the CNA should be given a starting wage closer to that of a nurse and not have such a big gap there. Abuse comes in many different forms. There are things that can happen to decrease the types of elderly abuse from happening, including an increase in starting wage and monthly or bi-monthly programs at nursing centers to teach the certified nurse aides how to handle their stress. We all need to realize that someday we might end up in a nursing facility, and we might rely on someone else to care for our basic daily needs. And we need to remember that the people that we're caring for, even you or me, are going to be somebody else's grandma or grandpa, and we're probably going to also be somebody else's angel, whether it's in this world or the next.